Dot for dot will enlarge it so you can blow it up. Maybe if you're having trouble reading something when it got faxed in, it was hard to make out.
Ah, I see.
So that way you can...
Well, that's a common problem with faxes, and you can't read the dot.
Well, you never know what format it's going to come into, so that way it gives you the flexibility to view the whole page or just... You might have an entrance here. So we'll place the entrance here. Should place the entrance there. So this would be a flow diagram perhaps of how they might, so they might be entering in here and then we to determine if there are any vertices in that poly line, okay? Because you're actually constructing, now if you could store that of course as ink, so I could come over here and I could try to characterize that same thing as ink. But I want to annotate this table and this may be TV. Place it, TV, ah, okay, TV, and something like that, and then okay, and then what that does is it leaves an annotation mark, and it tells me to go back there then, I've got something that's worth looking at. It might be a note to, if I'm in the wrong. Might be a note to go ahead, Lita. Go ahead. All the time. It doesn't seem to work too.
The pin is where the pressure sensitivity. So we have a soft tip pressure.
thing, we added hotkeys. So if you look in here, we added hotkeys. Yeah, the hotkey E for N. Close that up. Now to start this up, all I have to do is hit Control-Alt-Z. It starts that up. And let's see the hotkeys back there. And again, you have your mouse working in here as well. And if I get tired of it, I just blow it away. Closes that down. I get back to Windows, no problem.
Looks like you changed some of the icons.
We added an actual. Oh, I didn't want this one. Let me.
Where you say, Windows files you want to start.
Makes it really easy to change, really easy to use. A little bit more fun. Put a new game in.
So yeah, we have lots of
Really, what we focused on was making it faster.
simultaneously run them.
Right, I understand that. That's normal.
That is normal.
Okay. Okay. That's going to end up being Windows, so we're going to get some time to play with it first. So
Great.
we're kind of laying the groundwork. So
Okay. Great.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
OS2 does have a 32-bit application interface. The NT itself, we don't intend to deliver a cloud compression utility on NT. NT is designed for very high-end users, and most high-end users have lots and lots of disk space. You pay a performance penalty for using compression. And our look at the market right now is that we think that high-end users don't want to pay that penalty, which is why we're not delivering it. Now, there's no reason why one could not write a driver. People like Stacker could very well write it. The interfaces into the file system are publicly available. And so, for example, third platform. On an Intel platform, the requirement is a 32-bit processor, so that's the 286 family and higher. 8 megabytes of RAM minimum. That's a fully functioning minimum because NT reserves 4 megabytes of that, or half of the available RAM, 4 megabytes on an 8 megabyte machine, for applications. So you have 4 megabytes of application space available without even going to demand paging. And in terms of disk space, I can't give you a
This is what you call personality in software.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's great stuff.
Unfortunately, it's a slow pen.
We went to the beach. Just grandma and me.
We also support remote access to a NetWare server, to a LAN manager server. I'll go ahead and show you right now the connections we have to NetWare. You see right now, I can... If you look at something like DB2, you've got that type of capability where you take and tune, if you're running a serial log out, a transaction log, or an index, which is a serial type application,
You put it on its own device with its own devices as much as you can, and you're going to get much better performance out of that. So with that, this is really where this breakdown comes into. We've altered this database a couple times to make it larger, then told it to go to different segments.
Is there any limit to how big each piece can be?
There is. Each database device can only be, it's like in the multiple terabytes. I don't remember what it is, but it's because we can span these devices. So I can find out more information.
Go to Keys, we can go to Fiji, we can go to the Great Barrier Reef. Okay, these are the valves, enter valves, and exit valves that we just took a look at. Now what happens when you push the button here? You push the button on Monterey Bay, because we want to go down to there. It gives us more information about the Monterey Bay. So you saw the dot with the life.tv table we brought up. This is the memo field. These are the block graphics that we're storing, these fish down there. We want to find out more information about the swell shark.
I mean, I have another friend out here named Mark, who I haven't seen, who I was expecting to try to reach me, but that's really strange.
What would you like to know? It's a real-time data acquisition, data control interface for a Square D Cymax PLC unit, which controls train speed, track switching, and it has position status indicators around the track. Stop the train, you can do it with software. If I want to turn on the train, give it speed. If I want to do track switching, make it go into inner loop. And all this is happening through a real-time graphical data acquisition, data control interface running on Windows NT. Taking full advantage of Microsoft's multiprocessing, multitasking, and multi-threading capabilities as well.
About it, and so I need you to hold on 1 second until they get you. This is Francois from our PR department. Hi, nice to meet you. Then I can take care of the other guy with the invitation. Do you want me to take care of that?
We handle applications for data acquisition and data control, typically SCADA applications that would be for a water or a gas utility pipeline distribution system. And we have a SCADA project.
I'm sorry? You say no additional hardware. What are you starting with? What would be the minimum hardware requirement to really do multimedia?
Well, multimedia is a very general term. You know, if you say, if your goal is to do this application, specifically software digital video.
Forgive me.
That's okay. This is actually my dog in my living room doing his fetching trick.
That's real? You are pulling.
No, it's my dog. That's Ted.
I'm impressed.
Ted the Wonder Dog.
Ted's okay.
Oh yeah, that's cute. That's cute.
Yeah. Basically, what I've done is I took my Sony Handycam and I recorded this short sequence. I brought that in. I plugged that into my video capture card. I captured 15 frames per second, which is half the normal frame rate of video. And then with Microsoft's own AVI software tools, I was able to apply compression algorithms to that data to squeeze that down so that I could then put that onto a CD-ROM and play that back, and of digital video data on a single side of a CD-ROM. Now I can also lower the frame rate and say, well, if I have something that doesn't necessarily require smooth motion, I can get a larger image, do a larger image and bring that down to the CD-ROM data rates. So the advantages of AVI are that it doesn't require additional video display hardware. It's not using a co-processor to decompress that. And I can play this back on any 386SX with an 8-bit VGA display, which is a fairly common configuration.
you could actually stop the video at any point and move it over, and now it finds the next step, and then you can continue playing it. Because your full motion video, 30 frames per second, and you have the full windows in the background. So you could start up other programs, you have the program manager, and run it backwards and forwards. Still running in the background.
Will this be available for US distributors?
Yes, it will be available from OmniQ, which is our US distributor, and will be available from September 1st on. You can also see it